Hey, how is everybody? Welcome to Dark Side Movie Reviews, a special welcome if you are a guest here. So today we're talking Star Trek, you guys, and we're actually going to rank all 6 Star Trek captains from TOS to Discovery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my rankings from least favorite to favorite. So number 6, and then we'll go down to number 1. Now, while we're doing this, I want you to be thinking about how you would rank your captains in Star Trek. So here we go. Number 6 for me. So number 6 for me is James Tiberius Kirk. Spock, I cannot do it. Oh, that was bad. That was, I tried. So Captain Kirk comes in as number 6. And I actually like Captain Kirk. I like his confidence. Feel like Captain Kirk is the captain with the most swag. But I do feel like he's a little bit impulsive. And I do feel like he's a little bit inflexible. So I'm going to need him to have better qualities as a captain if I'm going to be happy serving under him on the Enterprise. Number 5. Number 5 for me is Jonathan Archer from the series Enterprise. The biggest problem with Jonathan Archer is that, it's the problem the whole show has, is that he's boring. I mean, he's flat. I feel like the writers did not write enough into his character for us to really be drawn to him, for us to really think to ourselves, man, I wonder what's going on with Captain Archer this series or this show. There's just not enough built into him as a character for him to be really engaging to me. So for that reason, he comes in as number 5. Number 4. So number 4 for me is probably going to be an issue for a lot of you guys because so many people like Deep Space Nine, but Captain SISKO is a problem for me. Now, so I shouldn't even say problem, right? Because actually I like Captain SISKO, but the problem for me that surrounds Captain SISKO is really more with the structure of Deep Space Nine than it is more so with him. So here's what I mean by that. For me, when it comes to Star Trek, I like episodic episodes because I feel like that is really the core of the Star Trek feel. The fact that each episode, we are seeing something different. We are seeing exploration. We are seeing them meet new species or travel to new planets. And it's not really a centralized story so much. Deep Space Nine is not really like that. I mean, it is a centralized story about the happenings that are on that station, the wormhole, and the conflict between the Cardassians and the Bajorans. And we see him really operate in that mold. So we don't really see him engage in the exploration process. And that's really the core of what I like with Star Trek. So that's one of the reasons why I have him as number, what did I say? Number 4. Number 4, that's right. Also, I'm not super impressed with the actor that plays SISKO. I think it's Avery Brooks, I believe is his name. Although I do like him. I liked him in A Man Called Hawk. You can tell I'm an old head when I say that. And I also liked him in Spencer for Hire, but just not real thrilled about him in Deep Space Nine. So he comes in as number 4. Number 3 for me. Now, I got to be careful here because number 3 comes from Star Trek Discovery, and we're going to talk about Captain Lorca. There's some things that happen in this series. So I'm going to talk about what I like about Lorca, but I'm not going to give away too much because if you haven't seen the series, I don't want to mess it up for you. But Lorca, as we see him now, I like because he is a departure from the normal Star Trek captain. I mean, he's not afraid to bend the rules. He does seem to have some respect for the Federation's rules, but he will bend the rules. He will stretch his crew. He will do what he needs to do to get the job done. And that aspect I like about him because he is a departure from the normal captains that we see in Star Trek series. Now, I haven't said too much. You guys got to go check it out because I don't want to ruin anything for you. But he comes in as number 3 for me. Number 2. Number 2 is Janeway, man. How can you not love Janeway? First female captain of the Trek series. To me, placed in the most perilous situation, right? In the Alpha Quadrant. No Federation around to help. Kind of a ragtag crew, right? She's got the Maquis, this crew of kind of marauders, so to speak, and then the normal crew. So she's got to make that work. She's confident, she's strong, she's decisive. She's so many things in this series that you really just enjoy seeing her, especially you enjoy seeing her operate in the environment that she's operating in the Delta Quadrant, really being kind of a lone ship in the quadrant. So that's one of the reasons why Janeway comes in as number 2. Number 1. So number 1 for me is easy, Jean-Luc Picard. Now, Jean-Luc Picard is such a great captain because of his layers. I mean, they did a really good job of constructing him. And I feel like he is a pretty complex person and so multi-layered that you're always interested to look at him, to watch him on the screen because you want to see what he'll do. So I love the fact that he's flexible in the sense that you can have him dealing with the Klingons and he's really putting forth this warrior persona because he understands how they think. But at the same time, you can have him being very subdued, soft-spoken, diplomatic, depending on who he's dealing with. So he's able to inhabit or embody all of these different kinds of of people needed to deal with different situations. So by far, he is my favorite captain. So there you have it, you guys. That's my ranking. How would you rank them? Would you rank them the same? I'm interested to see what your thoughts are here. Now, we did do a ranking video where I ranked all of the Star Trek series except for Discovery. So check that out. I'll actually link that up at the end of this video as well. And check out our ranking video for all 18 Marvel movies. You guys know that we're looking forward to Infinity Wars coming out in a couple of weeks right now. And word is that Captain Marvel will be in Infinity Wars. Now, I don't know all surrounding that, but I will tell you, if she's in Infinity Wars and she engages Thanos with the rest of the heroes, could be a game changer. So we'll see how that goes as well. Guys, thank you so much for visiting. If you are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button, especially if you are into Star Trek. We cover Star Trek heavily. We cover comic book movies heavily. There's a show on AMC, best show on AMC ever, called Into the Badlands. We really dive into that. If you haven't seen that, I want to give you a challenge. Go to YouTube, or if you have Netflix, watch the first show of season 1, the first 10 minutes, and you'll see why I'm so excited about Into the Badlands. And you got to check it out because it blows me away. Best show on AMC. And of course, we also do movie reviews here as well. So some things coming out that I'm looking forward to as well. I'm watching closely what's going on with the DCEU because I think the DC is going to come up. I know that Marvel is killing them right now, but I do think the DC is going to come up. Also did a video as well. I'll put a card up for that right now. Should be popping up. Why Marvel is doing so well in with their movies, much more so than DC. And it's actually something that happened a long time ago, before the MCU ever came about, something that Stan Lee did. So that card should be up right now, and check that out because I think you guys will find that interesting. If you are new here, guys, again, thank you so much for visiting. Make sure that you subscribe. That little circular subscribe button should be popping up right now. You can click that. Remember to check out the movies that we have linked up on one of the sides of me somewhere. And guys, thank you so much. With that, I will see you on the next video. Dark Side Movie Reviews